Bitcoin price is about to make a big move. Here's what you need to be ready for.
What is up, everyone? That was my beautiful Sarita, my wifey. She was in the office with me as I'm getting ready to go live. She wanted to do it. There she is. Shout out to you, girl. Thank you. You did a good job. Good intro. And she's right. Bitcoin price is at a very, very key area. I want to talk about it on the charts. Thanks for coming by. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. Turn those notification bells on. Let's jump into the charts, everybody. Sunday live stream, May 17th. All right. For context, once again, the last time I'll do this, a very quick clip. Very quick from May 12th, 5 days ago. We have our 786 to 618 resistance, meaning Bitcoin, we look for resistance at this area for continuation and rejection back down, right? So that's the first area Bitcoin really has to break. And you can see it's confluent with this yellow longer term. There it is. The Fibonacci retracement on this 6-hour chart. Now, what has transpired since 5 days ago when I did that video is very simple. We've come up and look at this. I tweeted this a little bit ago, Bitcoin grappling with this channel. This happens so often with this Fibonacci 786 to 618 channel. This is on a 6-hour chart. This happens zoomed out on the daily, on the weekly. This Fibonacci area for support or resistance, in this case resistance, is always so relevant in terms of what to anticipate for Bitcoin. We haven't gotten a confirmation yet because we haven't had true separation from this channel right here. Bitcoin has been testing it. True separation in this case is what I wanted to talk about. What can you anticipate? Because I think this is getting ready to happen on the downside or the upside very soon. And this isn't really a clickbait video when I say a big move is getting ready to happen. So I like to illustrate other scenarios where it has happened so you can get a picture of what to be ready for. So here is back in April to March 2020, we had a swing high, right? Let me chart what this Fibonacci is on the screen. So we had this swing high back in April, beginning of April, right? To a swing low right here, April 15th. So swing high to swing low, right up to a key Fibonacci area. Exactly the same as what's happening now. What did Bitcoin do? It saw resistance and it came back down to a higher low from this previous low back here. And then it finally broke out, right? So you can see the resistance and what it looks like on the screen. And Bitcoin back then was doing the same thing, grappling with this channel, and it failed to break. Now, will that happen in this case? We're literally at the breaking point. And interestingly enough, we're at an upper trend line that goes back to, May, what is this? This is May 7th, right? We have a touch to this trend line, a swing high. We have another swing high. As of today, basically, we have another swing high. We have a cool trend line, upper trend line to look for right now. And we're at a breaking point because Bitcoin has already broken through that resistance but failed, right? We saw support within that resistance, which is good. But again, it failed to really get separation once again. So I want to just say this. I want to do bullish videos all the time, but there's been no bullish confirmation as of right now. Bitcoin trading at $9,700, a few hundred from 10,000 is cool. It looks nice. It almost seems bullish. 70 to 80% of crypto markets are bullish and long on Bitcoin right now. That's what the data says. But we have to anticipate downside if resistance just doesn't, or if resistance wins, right? Downside on the very short term from this swing low to our new swing high, right, that we just had. A downside scenario, and this is on the shorter term, could look like Bitcoin putting in a higher low in the $8,800 to $8,500 area down here. If Bitcoin does that, right, trickles down to that area, again, not necessarily bearish. Short term, maybe a little bearish, but a very similar setup to what happened from this Fibonacci resistance to a new swing low before breaking out of a symmetrical triangle. This could be in play for Bitcoin. Bitcoin could come down, put in a swing low because this Fibonacci resistance acted as true resistance, and then we can trickle back up closer to 75% to the apex of this symmetrical triangle, and then we get a breakout, and this is a 6-hour chart. This could all play out in like a week's time, but this is something to please anticipate because there really is true resistance on the charts. This is just one aspect, right? We can go to other aspects of the charts. We can cruise over here to a zoomed out 6-hour chart, and it gives you an illustration of like where we are in terms of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has worked its way up from that March low. It's worked its way up to an incredibly, really strong resistance area. And it's really pretty much all this. There's so much happening in here, up to like $10,000 and change. And that's where Bitcoin is. Now, I want to point out some bullish factors in regards to what we're seeing on the charts. We have this long-term orange trend line from the end of June. Let me expand this so you can see price on the screen. We have this long-term orange trend line from the June, July 2019, right? These swing highs that Bitcoin is seeing. Now, this orange trend line, Bitcoin's currently trading above it, right? That is one bullish factor. So we can look to this orange trend line potentially as support, but that's not that far below. That's like $9,300 or so, and Bitcoin can very quickly break back below that. Another key trend line we have extending back to mid-March is this white upper trend line that Bitcoin once again is still above, acting kind of as support right now, but again, very confluent with that $9,300 support area. We go back to our scenario where Bitcoin puts in this higher low on the symmetrical triangle, and we're well below 9,300 at that point. We're sitting around $8,700. It's something to be ready for. And I know I'm integrating and throwing at you a lot of bullishness, a lot of bearishness, but that's simply because Bitcoin is at that breaking point. Bitcoin is at this critical level right now where something big is about to happen, in my opinion, because look at the weekly chart right now. Bitcoin has worked its way up, as I just mentioned, on the 6-hour, but this is a really good illustration on the weekly. Look at this. Look at these weekly candles. Bitcoin has just charged its way up to this level right here where we had this previous swing high in February, and Bitcoin is at this resistance area, confluent with this longer term trend line, this long term, very long term. This is the bull market high on the weekly. This long term trend line, not even too far above, $1,300 above us right now in terms of Bitcoin. I should say $1,500 above us in terms of Bitcoin. That could happen so fast. That could happen in like 24 to 48 hours. So again, so much resistance on the weekly. And the question is Bitcoin going to break this swing high that it put in February of 2020? That is what we're looking for right now. And it all happens right here on this 6-hour chart where we have this resistance that Bitcoin has been just grappling with. And as of right now, nothing special has happened for the bulls to be 100% convinced that Bitcoin is actually going to continue up. Now, there is kind of something we can look for on that chart right there. And you're going to see a move like this. If the bulls just step in, maybe tonight going into Monday, you're going to see this separation. Let me plot this Fibonacci on this chart again so you see what this looks like. This is what you'll see on the Bitcoin 6-hour charts. In the next 24 hours or so, you'll see a strong break of separation from this resistance channel. You're going to see that happen on this chart, right? Could this have played out that way? A strong break of separation into the 10,000s. Yes, but did it? No. We got immediate resistance at this upper trend line. We're kind of putting in pretty much a lower high, and we could get some retracement back down into this Fibonacci channel. So Bitcoin doing a lot of grappling right now. I want to say this on the weekly chart. If you zoom out and you look at some of these oscillators, there is so much upside for Bitcoin right now, and you can see it on the weekly. I want to just liken this to when Bitcoin was breaking the 50-week moving average back in April of 2019, right? That blue line. Bitcoin just broke that, and we're healthily above it right now, which is good. We need to see support above it. But look at the RSI, this momentum oscillator. Bitcoin right around the same area, right, as Bitcoin was back then, breaking that 50-week moving average. And what did we have from that area? We had around 150% of upside left, like 2.5 months worth of upside. There's a lot of upside potential for Bitcoin right now. Even the RSI, or the stock RSI, not even really overbought right now. And when Bitcoin made this move back in 2019, Bitcoin was already on the stock RSI overbought, right? And it still had 150% upside. Another thing on the weekly, bullish, want to point this out, MACD cross above the signal line, right? Just happened not long ago towards the end of April. And we know what happened last time Bitcoin had a MACD on the weekly, crossed the signal line back in spring of 2019. There is that run right here. So there's a lot of long-term macro uptrend in play for Bitcoin right now. But on the 6-hour chart, I just kind of want to reel things back in because we're at a huge resistance level and so much could happen right now in the short term, meaning we're at $9,700, $8,300, or I'm sorry, $8,800 or so, $8,700 could come rather quickly. So please just be prepared for that. And these are the moves we're looking for. These are big moves I believe are getting ready to happen. Either a break of separation to the upside well above 10,000, or we're going to have a retracement down to around $8,700. All of that said, nobody's going to tell you what Bitcoin's going to do next. I'm here to provide the data. The charts are consistent. This Fibonacci retracement resistance area has been very valuable to us. I think for the last 5 days, we've used it as an indicator to use for confirmation. There has been no confirmation. Confirmation would look like separation to the upside or true resistance where we put in a higher low, and then we're going to be talking about a brand new Fibonacci resistance area, or I'm sorry, support area, which would be down here at this green triangle, the 618 to 786 down here. So we track it. That's what I'm here for. I just wanted to give you an update on what's going on with Bitcoin. I really appreciate you coming by. I hope you have an amazing Sunday. Thank you again, Sarah, for that beautiful intro. Man, you are so beautiful. Shout out to Sarah. Hit that like button to show Sarah that love. If you're here, you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe. Let's see what Bitcoin does today. I would love a breakout of separation above these charts, above this resistance area, but we'll see what happens. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video, and God bless.